All right. I'm here. Huh? What do you want? I'm an old man. I'm tired. Oh, man. Hold on a second. I got to crack the window. I accidentally left the heater on overnight, and it's like a sauna in here. So hold on a second. Holy crap. Ugh. What the hell is that? Why is it so hard to open that? What the hell? Hold on a second. Ugh. All right. There we go. That'll give me some fresh air. Be gone. It's got to be 100 degrees in this room. All right. So, what the hell we got going on? How late am I? Oh, shit. All right. So, I'm late. Hey, Rosado. How we doing? Who's here? We got Sybil's here. Sybil's talking to himself. Sybil's been here since 11:30. I think what Maurice should do is simple. Don't rip the guys a new one, but reward the guys who are putting in the effort. Yeah, they're exhausted. No reason to yell and scream. Yep. Demolus right into the fourth. Not bad. All right, maybe that way. I mean, he was 4C the entire President's Trophy season. So, yeah. I appreciate that medal. Every once in a while, I get one right. Right? Every once in a while. It's just frustrating. My decision to show up late perfectly and ironically mirrors the Panthers' play. Lil J says, "Rip Matthew Tkachuk and Carter Verhaeghe. They're so invincible that unfortunately we've lost them." Oh boy. JC, Dustin, Christian, how you doing, bud? Chris is Finn. He's asking about Finns versus Packers. If you had asked me at the beginning of the season when I had a lot of hope, I kind of would have pegged this game as a loss anyway. Unfortunately, they've blown their room for error. So I know Green Bay struggled here or there, but Thanksgiving in Green Bay, I'm not up for that. Is Chopper trying to trigger me? What do you mean about putting Balinskis on waivers? Why would we do that? He's had a bad week, but previous to that, he's been pretty solid, but everybody's had a bad week. Rosado says, "I'm about to get myself a public sub." They got Publix at SeaWorld. Now make up your mind, Rosado. Make up your mind. You guys going to fix to tell me that they got Publix at SeaWorld now? Because didn't Rosado just tell me? Oh, Rosado, what happened last night? Same shit, different day. Same shit, different day. Boy, that's bright, isn't it? I got to have the window open for a few minutes because I remember I told you this heater had been set on low by my daughter. And so I turned it on and warmed it up in here and I forgot to turn it off last night. And it is like in here right now. Oh, they got a Chick-fil-A. Okay. Legend says, no, maybe we could use some call-up Sordif. And Dalpe ain't going to hurt us at this point. Dalpe, I mean, he's not like the answer, but I don't know what we do. I don't know that the problem's fixable. Hey, Nick, how you doing, True? Gray White says, we're going to let the Leafs get the top spot. Really? Are you kidding me, Panthers? I got a itch. Damn it. It's so hot in here. My skin is killing me. Let them have first place. Let them get Boston. Boston will get the fourth. Right? Right? If Boston can get the 4 seed, then us and Tampa can be 2, 3, whatever. True says we're just in a slump. We'll get our together. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, we're in a slump. No doubt about that. I'm going to get this. Come on. There we go. Damn it. There's no doubt we're in a slump, but boy, this is a rough one. This is a rough one. You know, I mean, especially on the heels of you shut out Winnipeg 5-0, and it's like they said, okay, we're good, but You got to get points. You got to get 2 points against even in a slump. You got to get 2 points against the Blackhawks. You got to get a point against the Capitals. You lose 6 out of 7. That's 14 points. If you want to be in a slump and only get 7 of the 14 points, 6 of the 14 points, okay. But 2, that's a bit much. Loogie says, I don't think we have the same chemistry as the last few years with the new additions. Not saying all new are bad, but I don't see it this year on the blue line. Yeah, no, I agree. Little J, even Gadjevich isn't Lomberg. I disagree. I mean, wait, I agree. I agree. I start reading the other comments coming in while I'm answering the one, and I get confused. Alechka says, how are we so different from the team that started with an amazing record? Is it really beyond repair? In the recap last night, Craig left a comment and kind of said we weren't playing all that well this time last year. And I went and looked at it. And while our last year at one point we were 12-6-1, and I think we're now 12-9-1 or whatever it is. But at Thanksgiving last year, we were allowing 2.73 goals a game. We are now allowing 3.45 goals a game. That is a massive, massive difference of almost a goal per game difference. So while our record last year was not, we didn't look like world beaters, we felt very comfortable with the defense, right? We did not have the tendency to give up 4 and 5. And I mean, we gave up 6 to the Avalanche. So I just don't know if we're going to have the energy level to pull ourselves out of it. That's the thing. Mike, we couldn't sign anybody. We couldn't sign OEL, Lomberg, Montour, Cousins, Stenlin. We lost a lot. We lost a lot from that team. And don't underestimate the value that Lorentz gave us in the postseason too. We lost a lot. There's not one name that you look out. It's not like we lost the Kachuk or we lost the Barkov, but the quality of players as a collective that we've lost, it's just, Zito would have had to have been perfect in terms of who he was signing to replace those guys. And I really think he felt like Schmidt could come in and replicate what OEL did. I don't know who was supposed to replace Montour. So, cup tax. Yari wants to know if I think Bob will be with us next year. It's the last year of his contract. I don't see us moving on from him. I don't see anything happening there. I think even if the wheels fell off of Bob, and I'm not saying that's what's happening, but even if it did, he would just be Spencer Knight's backup, and I think we would roll with Spencer. I don't think we would buy him out. There would be no reason to buy him out because I can't imagine a world where we would buy him out and keep Ekblad, and letting Ekblad go solves any cap issues that we have. Zalo says, I like Greer better than Lorentz, but that's not the job. Greer hasn't shown me anything other than the first week. And look, Lorentz wasn't all that great during the regular season. He got benched, but when he came into the playoffs and he had fresh legs, he really helped. Green says, some of these guys we let go are making plays and scoring for the new respective teams last year. Coming around now wasn't if we got Ekblad back as Montour. We had the chemistry. Right. Let me scroll down to the bottom here. Oh, hold on. Come on, laptop. Cooperate. Okay. Bullwater says, with all that's been going on with the help of my mother and father, as young as I am, Really makes it hard to think. It really makes this hard. Thanks, guys, for making this a safe place to enjoy. Arumni says, thanks for booting me. I hear you, Bulvar. I hope everything goes well for you, man. We all, Lord knows, we all hit a spot in life where it just seems like everything is just coming for us, one thing after another. Craig says Spencer looked like the starter, right? He's looked good. I mean, I know he's never going to do it, but I don't see why not throw Spencer out there against the Leafs Wednesday. I guess if you don't want to start a goalie controversy, that's the only reason not to do it. But look, let's be honest. Bob has played a lot of hockey, right? Spencer played in the AHL last year, so he played hockey, but it wasn't anything wasn't anything remotely close to the intensity of what Bobrovsky's done the last 2 years. So Spencer's going to look fresh by comparison. Olechka says we were going to tear again, and what we lost, and we lost a lot. Excuse will fade again. I mean, I hope you're right. I mean, I don't want the team to, I hope you're right. But that tear, let's put it this way: if we right the ship now and just tread water until the end of the season, and then go on a tear, rolling into the playoffs, that's really the best thing. But we can't lose 6 out of 7. We can't get 2 points out of 14. We won't even sniff the playoffs. If we're going to tread water and just be meh, you still got to get, half of the points plus 2 here or there. You know what I mean? You still got to tread water. Craig says Spencer needs the time to sharpen his game. Agreed. He looks so much better, though, now. He looks a lot more in control. Like, even from the time that he was good when he came into the Tampa series, his body control looks a lot better. He just puts off a vibe of a lot more confidence, especially when the puck is on the ice around the net, where before he just didn't have the confidence. You could see the ability, but now you can start to see that confidence building. So what Rosado is saying is exactly what I'm getting ready to say. I'm not saying Bob's done, but Spencer, it looks as though Zito's decision to bite the bullet and invest in him to keep him is going to pay dividends. And it might pay dividends sooner than later, because if this continues, Spencer, going on a heater might be what pulls us out of this, right? Mel says, if I could ask Maurice one thing in the post game, what would I ask him? If I could ask him one thing that I knew that I knew he would answer, if I promised not to be public about it, I would want to know the truth about Chucky's injury and the effect it's had. If I got one question where he's like, ask me anything and I'll tell you the truth, as long as you keep it to yourself, I would want to know what really happened to Tkachuk, and is this player that we see permanent, or is it just look that way? That's the question I would ask. Bulwar says, Bob looks like he used his last bit of fairy magic to solidify his Hall of Fame career by winning that cup. I don't know. I don't want to judge Bob by things so far. I don't want to judge him just yet. In spurts, he has shown he's just as quick and everything else. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, Great White, for the Swiggy new bottle fund. We still got the Swiggy. We still got we still got the Cognac. Which, what's today? Tuesday? I'll probably have a video out. I might put it out on Thanksgiving. The fan reaction at Thanksgiving. I changed the room around, so now I got to find a different spot, a different way to record them. Lil J says Zito should have waited on Carter. I think Carter will be okay. I really do. I really do. The concern I have is he got that one goal and didn't smile. And that's not like him, as far as I remember. So it's just the vibe on the bench right now. You see the guy, the body language is just terrible. So Mike says if we establish a physical playoff style game versus the Leafs, we have a better chance of winning, and versus when we play a non-physical random Wednesday in a November sleeper. Yeah, and Mike, I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, we've got to play a game. Like, we have to go out there like we did against the Jets, the 5-0. We have to go out there and say, F it, Tyreek is down there somewhere. You know what I mean? We have to play a game, a complete, full, physical game. Bennett's going to have to lay a hit. Kachuk's going to have to lay a hit. Greer's going to have to lay hits. Gadjevich is going to have to get involved. Mr. Ryan's going to have to fight for pucks in the corner. Lundell's got to shoot. You know, Barkov's got to shoot. I mean, we get to 11 minutes. We get to like 8 minutes left in the second period last night. We had 9 shots on goal. That is not Panther hockey. That is just not Panther hockey. So it's just all these little things. We have to play a game against the Leafs. And just for our own sake, not worried about first place, second place, all of that. But 2 out of 14 points that's rough. Okay, that's not good. And you have a chance now. You still have an opportunity. These next 3 games, you win them all, and you're probably back in first place in the division. You lose them all, you could be out of the playoffs. It's only a 2-point lead. It's not like some crazy man screaming into the wind. We only have a 2-point lead on the 8th seed. It ain't. You know what I mean? It's one. You drop the pen one time, and whoop, oh, that's it. It's broke. It's it's tight. Middle says 2 bad guys have to play a full 60 minutes. That's their punishment, right? Exactly, Andrew. Just I know we can't get physical every game, but we're going to have to do it. And you want to do it against Toronto because you want to send a message to the Leafs that, now it might not go this way, but let's just put it this way. You want to send a message to Toronto that basically says, that's nice. That's nice. Did you get some cookies? Did you get some cookies? Okay, Daddy's here. Daddy gets the rest of the cookies. All right? That's what we need to do tomorrow night. Now, if we don't, then I guess, Toronto gets the cookies and they'll get some confidence moving into things. But just give me one game, man. Give me one game, Panthers. I know you can't do it all the time. You got to do this Wednesday. You're at home, and who knows, with Carolina, we could play 2 good games and only get 2 points. I mean, Carolina, you know how those games are going to go. So it's a good test for both teams, right? I mean, Toronto has leapfrogged us, but it's not like they've played us. So, and what are we? I think we're 3 points behind. So, we want to be 1 point behind. We want to be 5 points behind. God help us, Panther fans. Just stay off of the comments and the social media if Toronto wins that game Wednesday and then they're 5 points ahead of us. Yeah, exactly, Loogie. Pulling a win over the Leafs sends a message to the league, which I thought is what we did 5-0 against the Jets, right? You would have thought we would have. And we lost to the Jets, but it was still pretty much a close game until we kept emptying the net. And then whatever that was against Chicago, whatever that was against Colorado. And last night was not bad, but you got to have more than 9 shots after, 35, 40 minutes of play or whatever it was. Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy? Dave is, I like how Dave is he's just playing it cool, right? Dave is just like playing it cool. It's like, I'm here, it's cool. No, we're cool, right? Dave knows he's gonna wait till Wednesday night after the game if he has the opportunity to trash talk. That's when the trash talk will come. Olechka. Right? Mike says, play physical on Marner, play physical on Nylander. Do not give them an invitation to cupcake, pizza, sleepover, pillow party like the rainbow sprinkles. Like, nothing encapsulates the streak more than how it finished last night. We'd already given up the one empty net goal, and Barkov just didn't have the juice to stop that guy at the net from getting a second empty net goal. Although was it Barkov that got hurt trying to stop an empty net goal? I'm remembering something. I appreciate that, Jesus. Was it Barkov that got hurt trying to? Yeah, okay, thanks, Mike. Yeah, so maybe that's what he was thinking last night. I just think about that right now. I'm just thinking about that right now. We were like, dummy Barkov, the game was over. Why are you busting your ass and getting hurt stopping an empty net? So, okay, so I take it back. I take that portion of the recap back. I take it back. That's funny. See, the things you forget, you learn more from the stuff that you forgot than the stuff that you remember. JC says, on the bright side, if this team falls off, merchant jerseys will go back to normal pricing. The other thing, JC, is that the worse the team does, the more people watch the recaps. It's the truth. It's the truth. I guess I didn't realize I was talking so long last night. And then when I was editing it, the post game is 27 minutes long. Usually the recaps have been like 12 to 16 minutes long completely. Last night's post game was 27 minutes. So I watched it this morning. I was too tired to watch it last night. But yeah, no, exactly, JC. It's a win for us, lose for the Cats. Mike says, Brad Hughes Shifley, we just watched him. No contact, pizza pillow party. Yeah, pizza pillow party. I can almost say that. It's, nobody's saying anybody. I saw, like I said last night, I saw Kachuk try to lay one of his ass hits, and he missed. His ass went straight into the boards. So, that said, I mean, we're still Panther fans sitting here lamenting whether or not they're going to go to the finals for the third straight year. You know what I mean? Like, eventually it's going to happen, right? Like the Chiefs were eventually going to lose a game, and hopefully they'll eventually lose the Super Bowl. Eventually, we were going to not win the conference. It's either happening this year or next year, because Lord knows if we win it again, I mean, they're gonna just want to sleep through the season next year. iDog says you can plagiarize Brandon Perna, new worst game ever series. Last night's game was the new worst. That's actually, hey, I like Craig's idea. Maybe Barkov should fake injury so Lundell steps up and reawakens. What's with that? What is that? I guess it also, though, but it could be the players around him. Like, I love Lusterina and I love Sam Miskevich, but Lundell was playing with Reinhardt most of that time, right? Yeah. Rosado says, my mom gets pissed when I say Barkov shouldn't be the captain. Well, who should be? Who should be, Rosado? Kenneth says, I'm no dummy. I'm betting on the Panthers on the Panthers tomorrow night. I'll hedge my bets. It's going to be a good game. It's got to be. We have to show up. like I says, Ranger fans currently in it worse than us. You should hear the crazy stuff they're saying. I can't imagine. Hi, Bucks, Rays, Bolts. Let me see something here. I want to look at the standings. Come on, these notifications they pop up and they cover your ability to. So the Leafs have 28 points and a game in hand. So the Leafs are 3 points ahead of us with a game in hand. The Lightning are 1 point behind us with 2 games in hand. The Sabres are 2 points behind us with a game in hand. And the Bruins are 2 points behind us with the same number of games played. Devils, Hurricanes, Capitals. And then the Rangers have 25 points, but they have 2 games in hand. So I'm not exaggerating. We lose a few more games, we're going to wake up one morning and be in the 9 or the 10 seed. It's just not, there's just, right now it is Maple Leafs, Panthers, Lightning, Sabres, Devils, Hurricanes, Capitals, Rangers. Sabres have 23 points and a game in hand. That's the difference between second place and the 8th seed right now. Everybody's there. Hey, MJ, how you doing, brother? I'm talking over here. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, MJ. How you doing, bud? It's Happy Tuesday, Josh. Happy Thanksgiving week. This Panthers team is on one of the slowest starts for a defending championship team ever. I've got something to say. Sigh, headlines in a few moments. Thank you, MJ. Much appreciated, brother. Meadow says, put Swaggy on LTR for no reason and go get OEL and Lomberg. Bring Carter back for the playoffs. I'm pretty sure that the Leafs aren't giving us any of our players back. I already tried Ekblad for OEL and Stolars. They weren't interested. I can't imagine why. No, we did it yesterday. We did Ekblad tonight. I take that back, though. I take that back. I have a feeling Spencer Knight is going to play a key role in this season. I'm not saying he's going to take Bob's job, but if Bob is just as tired as the rest of them and Spencer's going to keep allowing 2 or 3 goals a game, let him play. Let him play. Mike says, some of the things on the ice are randomly happen. I noticed they ain't getting any breaks whatsoever. No puck luck, no nothing lately. No, you're right. It's everything. It's everything. The team is not playing up to par. The goaltending for Bobrovsky's not been great, not been terrible. Spencer's been good, but just no breaks. And the power play. Oh. He moves Ekblad in and he moves Bennett in, and it has been horrible. We had 2 shots in the first 3 power plays last night. You can't win games like that. Can we have Swaggy play only overtime? We haven't had very much overtime this year. You know why? Because we have exactly 0 points so far when trailing after 2. Chopper says, Swiggy, a 2026 first and 2027 first to the Senators for Brady Tkachuk. Boy, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. Does that make the difference? It might wake Chucky up, right? It might wake. We have to call him Chuck and Chucky, right? I don't know what we have to call him. Boy, that's a lot of first-round picks. When you consider our lack of first-round picks. But I get it. I get it. I saw that, Trey. No, Mackey's not going anywhere. Mackey is not going anywhere. I want Mackey to stick around for when the eventual top line is Barkov, Samoskevich, and Tippett. When we get Tippett back. Yeah. Chucky and cheese. I like that. Yeah, Matty T. Bucks Rays want Tampa to make a move with the Panthers. I don't think anybody in the division is helping us out. It's just so much. I wish we could have found a way to keep Lombard, man. But I think he got like 1.1. Mike says we get a 5-on-3 score and get a goal called back. Then we get scored on during a 5-on-3 next game, and it ends being the difference. Nothing's going right. Yeah, no, I know. It's it is. The problem is, Mike, is that for us fans to like think that way, it's whatever. But you can see the players are just kind of like, nothing's going right. Damn it. You know what I mean? It's just, it's affecting them. This has gone on a little longer than I would have thought. And I never would have thought, I knew we were going to have slumps. But it's like, okay, Chicago, let me get 2 points. Washington, let's at least get a point. Right? You keep it manageable. I'm shocked that it's going on this long in terms of just night after night not getting any points. Hey, thank you, Eyes. Thank you, Eyes. He says, reset the clock. It has now been 0 days since Jaws mentioned Owen Tippett. It's actually, you don't have to reset the clock because there is a clause in the clock contract that states anytime the Panthers get no points in 4 games straight, I can say anything I want without penalty. It's a freebie. Anytime we get no points in 4 games straight or more, it's an automatic I can say anything I want penalty. Craig's, because Craig says not getting bounces and puck luck needs to crack soon. I agree, but this is also my concern about Verhaeghe because that goal he got was puck luck. It went off the defenseman's skate. No smile, no nothing, and no improvement in play. There's nothing has changed from before he got that lucky goal and after. That bothers me. And look, I mean, this is a bit of an exaggeration, okay? But you guys know what I went through over the summer. And what I can tell you is that when you have expended every last ounce of emotional energy you have and you still have to function, you pull it from physical energy. So I really feel like, I've talked about this before, the emotion of everything we had to do to make the playoffs. The Boston series, the sweeping of Carolina, getting close with Vegas, Tkachuk getting hurt, losing it, busting our ass, coming back, playing the whole year last year, everything we had to go through to get in, make the playoffs, get all the way to the 3-0 lead, and have to pull even more emotional energy out to squeak out Game 7. At this point, the brains are, and you see it, they're clocked out. The passes are a little bit off. They can't handle the passes. They're not mentally engaged the way they are, which is why they're leaving men open all over the ice. So they're out of mental energy, and now they're pulling it from physical energy that they don't have because they've played 2 ridiculously long years in a row. So I don't know how that gets solved. You'd have to have, the only way to get that mental energy back up is they would have to go on a tear that was assisted by a ton of puck luck, where they got to win, I'm talking, what did we do to 1 year? Like 122 out of 25 or something? I'm talking about going on a run like that where just everything is going in. Every puck goes in, every bounce goes our way, and we get a little bit of a juice that way, and then we just keep it going. Right now, everything that they are trying to create is they're getting no help from the hockey gods, and it's just grinding them down to a stone. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, brother. Thank you, MJ. All right, let's see what he's got. Headlines: the Tar Heels fired Matt Brown. Jerry Jones looking to sign Mark McCarthy long-term. You got to be making that up. I'm going to pause in the middle of this super chat. MJ, that's got to be fake news. Somebody do a wellness check on MJ because I think he's having something wrong. That's not possible. If that's actually true, Jerry Jones needs a serious mental health exam. Jerry Jones looking to sign Mike McCarthy long term. Shaq Barrett coming out of retirement. Oh, that's nice. Now that he's screwed over the Dolphins, Demarcus Robinson got arrested. Rest in peace, John Tinselwood, oldest man in the world at age 112. Wow. Dude, I will eventually be the world's oldest man at 116, but don't tell anybody I said that. None of you will be here to see it. So I just got to keep saying it so that eventually there's somebody that's old enough when I'm 116 to remember that, hey, he's the dumbass that called it. Jerry Jones is looking to sign Mike McCarthy. I don't feel so bad about Stephen Ross now. I don't feel so bad about Stephen Ross now. Why in God's name? Oh my God, I'm triggered for Cowboys fans. And I don't like the Cowboys, but I'm triggered because fan bases deserve respect. And that is disrespectful. That is disrespectful. Thank you again, MJ. Matt, MJ says, I'll find the news link to prove it's true. I don't believe it. That's so bad. I mean, is he saying it to just piss off Cowboys fans at Thanksgiving? That's so bad. You got to do better than that, Rosado. Got to do better than that. Okay? What is it for a second, unconditional, and third? Why would we? You got to do better than that. It's not true. Nice try, Rosado. Why would we trade a first-round pick who's clearly developing to be worth a first-round pick for a second and a third? Huh? I mean, you got to do the math there, right? You got to do the math there. So that's okay, Rosado. Trey got me yesterday, though. Trey got me. Oh, what MJ said is true. Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to tell me the trade that you came up with was true. Okay. No, I know. I mean, I'm joking with him, but yeah. JC says, eldest man in the world, last knee fan to see them win the cup passes away. Jeez. When was it the last time they won the cup? I'm not asking that to troll. I genuinely forget the year. I mean, I know I wasn't born, but it's been a hot minute. Jeez. Dog. No, where's night? Oh, come on, JC. That can't be right. Yeah. 1967, right? Here's the story. Hold on. Let me copy and paste this. I don't think it won't let me do the link. Come on. It won't let me. Oh, come on. Hold on a second. Can I come this way and then copy and paste the link? It won't let me do it in the comment box. And it won't let me copy and paste it from the chat. Come on, StreamYard. Let me see. Hide. What if I just do a right click? Will it let me do that? Damn it. It won't let me do it. It won't let me copy and paste the link, MJ. That's okay. Damn it. Well, here, I'll just look at this. Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones. Oh, let me look it up. Teases potential contract. I don't think that's crazy at all. This is a Super Bowl winning coach. Mike McCarthy has been there, done that. He's got great ideas. We got lots of football left. Wow. All right. I guess you Cowboys fans are going to be in for a world of hurt for a little while. Tony says the team isn't going to start 21 after 2 years in a row being in the Cup winning one. That is a lot to your body. This is normal, and I bet we'll be fine after the break. What's the problem with the break though, Tony? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't we doing something? Isn't there? It's not the normal AllStar Break. It's the countries are playing each other, right? So I believe somebody again can correct me if I'm wrong. I know that there's multiple players from the Panthers playing in whatever tournament it is during what would normally be the All-Star break. Yeah, thank you, Metal. The Four Nations face-off. So, like, Barkov is going to be playing. Some of the players are going, I think, or maybe there's going to be Panthers players playing in that. So I would normally agree with you. In theory, I agree with you, except that a lot of our guys aren't going to get breaks from hockey. They're going to be taking part in the Four Nations. So it actually, with all the travel and everything that goes in with that, I think it could actually be worse for us after the break because they're not going to get a break. So in theory, you're correct, but unfortunately, they're not going to get, some of these guys are not going to get a break. iDog says Barkov, Kachuk, Reinhardt. iDog says Forsling is in too. God, Forsling can barely stand up as it is. You could see it. Before this year, I never saw Gustav Forsling stand still for a second. And now, on a nightly basis, you watch him literally stand there and rest, sucking air, hoping that the puck will go in a different direction. There's just nothing for it. Tony says, even with the Four Nations, I don't think it'll be that intense. I mean, I understand what you're saying about the games not being that intense, but my point being, they're not going to be at home getting massages, laying on the beach, just chilling and recharging. They got to do all the travel and all of that crap, you know. So, look, I hope you're right. Meadow says Forsling, Lusty, Lundy, Barkov, Reinhardt, Mikula, Chucky are all likely in. Yikes. We're going to be fried. What song, Rosado? What song? I says, we don't have the motivation we had last year. We just missed the cup. Right. And that's true. That is true. Okay. You know, the motivation to we lost and damn it, we want to win versus we won and we want to win again. We could pretend it's the same, but it's not. It's not. I think we all expected them to not play spectacularly during the whole season and then try to turn it on in the playoffs. But they got to make the playoffs. And if they keep playing, I mean, if they keep getting 2 points out of 14, right? I mean, obviously they're not going to play that bad all the way around, but there's other teams now. Other teams have kind of, you know, the Capitals are not a joke anymore. They are not just this old decrepit unit of a team. They did things properly as opposed to teams like the Penguins and somewhat the Islanders. Tony says, if we don't make it for the repeat this year, it could be a blessing. We still have our core and it could give us some time to rest for the next year and get back to 100%. And that's kind of what I talked about, Tony, last night in the recap is like, look, I want us to make the playoffs because if we don't make the playoffs and at least go 2 rounds, I ain't going to eat in August. So there's that. But past my selfish reasons, I would hate for them to not make the playoffs. But if they did not make the playoffs and April 15th or whatever, they all went to the beach and went golfing and got to sleep for an extra 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, that could bring us back the following year ready to rock and roll again. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, brother. Thank you, MJ. Just trying to repeat as Stanley Cup champs is very hard to do in the NHL nowadays unless you're the Penguins and or the Lightning. Right. And, I don't want to take anything away from Tampa, but again, they did not play 82-game seasons when they did that, right? They didn't have, it wasn't 82. They made it to 3 finals in a row, and they give them the credit and everybody, but it wasn't 3 82-game seasons. So certainly the fact of, and there was that break too, right? What was it? I think it was like 56 games and then the pandemic came, and then they had the break, and then they had the bubble. So not only did they not have a regular 82-game season, but they had plenty of time for their body to heal before the playoffs came in. So that I don't want to use an asterisk, but in terms of comparing what they did to other teams that are playing 82 games, it's hard to do. Hey, thank you, Tony. Thank you, bud. Much appreciated, brother. Says thanks for the Panthers work you do. God bless. Right back at you, Tony. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. They made it a game and put on a show. That's what we need Wednesday. The Great White says the Maple Leafs' first cup goes back to 1932. Wow. And it's been since 67. So they haven't won one while I'm alive. I told you guys, Dave, Kenneth, I told you guys, just let me have one more. And then I'll go to sleep and you guys can win, right? You guys can win with our goal. Can you imagine if Toronto wins the cup with Stolars? I mean, yeah, Stolars, OEL. There's one more guy they got from us, right? There's one more guy, right? Somebody will remind me. I says, per Colby guy, Paul Maurice just said the word fuck like 15 times in one sentence. Thank you, Eyes. Yeah, it's Lorenz. Thank you, guys. Yeah. So, that's more than 10% of the roster is Panthers from last year. So you're saying, so Maurice is pissed, huh? That's interesting. They traded Stars to become Leafs. Yeah, Paul Maurice is. I don't know if that's the right button to push. I honestly don't know if that. If he's going to push it and it works, then I guess it works. I don't know that that's the button I would have pushed. But, I says I miss Marchment. Yeah, that's another guy that, he was with the President's Trophy season. But Luosterainen's got to pick it back up. Tony says, who do you think makes it out of the East if not us? The Devils, if we don't step it up, I would think the Eastern Conference Finals would probably be the Devils and the Leafs. And that's a tough call. But it's possible that a Devils-Leafs series, Toronto could actually find themselves on the side of they've got more recent playoff experience. It could happen. If you're taking the Panthers out of the equation and just saying that they're going to lose the series, then that means Toronto is likely to have to beat Boston and Tampa. They already know that they can beat Tampa and Boston. That's going to be the thing. Toronto's either going to have to beat us or Boston. If they want to get out, most likely, of the division, they're going to have to beat Panthers and Boston, or the Panthers or Boston. They're going to have. Kenneth says Boston may not make the playoffs, but I don't know. They look decent. Well, Mike, I'm talking about coming out of the Metro. Let's look at it this way, Mike. Let's look at it this way. The Devils are the number one team in the Eastern Conference right now at 15-7, with a goal differential of plus 22. Do you really trust the Hurricanes? It's process of elimination. Mike says no one's beating Carolina right now, but that's every year. Every year the Canes look like at some point during the regular season they are unbeatable. Oh my God, they're so hard to score every year. And then they find ways to lose every year. I don't trust them. I just don't trust Carolina. That's why I would pick New Jersey, because I just don't trust Carolina. Because how many times in a row? I mean, they're the Leafs of the Metro. They're the Leafs of the Metro. I don't know. I mean, look, Carolina hasn't. They're 0-12 in the last 3 Eastern Conference Finals. They haven't even won a game. They haven't even won a game, Mike. They haven't even won a game. I don't trust them. You want me to place my money on a team that hasn't won a game in the last 3 conference finals they've made it to? That's I ain't putting my money on that. You know what I mean? It's not like they lost game 7 to some great team. They haven't won a game. So we'll see. Tony says, my son really likes Austin Matthews, so I would pull for the Leafs to finally break one. Yeah, if we don't win, who would I root for? Tampa or Toronto? It just depends, right? Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, MJ. He says, which of the former Panthers, hold on, let me try just reading this again. Which of the Panthers players do you think could suit up and play for the Dolphins? Which one of the Panther players now? Probably Forsling. Forsling would probably make a decent tight end. Forsling could probably make a decent tight end. Yeah. And he's, not knock on wood, he's pretty much unbreakable. Right? Yeah, iDog says Gudis is a pass rusher. Mike. And Tony says, I wouldn't root for Tampa. I don't want them to hold another cup. I'm thinking, when I think about who I would be rooting for, remember, I'm thinking about fans of the channel. And so if you go by, because it'll tell me in my analytics, fans of the channel is Panther fans, then the next percentage is Tampa fans, and believe it or not, the next percentage is Leaf fans. That's in terms of the subscribers and the viewers. It's obviously mostly Panthers, but then there's a lot of Lightning fans, a lot of Leaf fans. So that's when I think of who I would root for. I guess it's because I think of what games Kyle and I would stream and try to, I gotta make $1, man. We're covering the playoffs. We're covering 2 series through the playoffs and the Stanley Cup final, regardless of what the Panthers do. Let's just make that clear. I hope Kyle understands that. I've never I hope he understands. Both years we've streamed, we made it to the Stanley Cup final, right? So I hope he understands that when the Panthers eventually lose a playoff series, we're still going to stream 2 different playoff series. It just won't be the. I bet you he realized that. I bet you he thinks as soon as the Panthers lose, all right, TV's off. That's it. I bet you that's what he thinks. Oops, not quite, Kyle. MJ, no. I wanted to see if Kyle was going to do it, but he didn't want to do it. So, but his week is, we streamed on Monday. He's at his mom's Tuesday night. We're streaming Wednesday. We're streaming Friday. We're streaming Saturday. So the only day off he has is Thanksgiving. And, I'm the adult. You know what I mean? I'm the adult that recognizes that we're not really working. You know what I mean? Like, you just work. Like, when you're self-employed, you just work. That's what you do. Kyle hasn't. He's done a really good job. He's done a really good job. But until and unless he's the one that has to go to the grocery store and lay out $100 every 4 days for the food, he will want days off. He will want days off. MJ says Kyle needs to start his own channel. I've tried. Everything Kyle does, I've had to trick him into doing. And what I mean is that, like, he does all of the eBay listing. He does a great job. He does the eBay listing. He does the customer service. He does a fantastic job. But if I had come to him a few years ago and said, I want to train you to do the eBay listing and the customer service, he would have been like, he would have been deer in headlights and not wanted to do it. So I never really did that. I just kind of gave him a little bit more and gave him a little bit more and gave him a little bit more until one day I said, Kyle, it's kind of your business. All I do is the buying of the merchandise and the packing the ship. You're doing everything else. And then he realized it. And so that at that point, he kind of took ownership of stuff, and he doesn't ask me questions about things or anything like that. So, but if I would have told him, so it's the same thing with the channel. If I told him, hey, I told him start your own channel, you'd be good at this, you'd be good at that. I don't know. But if he thinks he's working for me and streaming for me, he'll bust his ass. But when you try to get him to do something for himself, it's different, and he won't do it. So, you know, it is what he does. He does a lot of work. You guys don't see. Like last night, like a lot of the times, almost all the time now, when he's late for the game streams, it's because he's sitting there on his computer listing stuff, and he wants to get stuff as much done as he can before the stream starts. He doesn't have a license, MJ. He doesn't have a driver's license. His mom comes and picks him up. I got to give him driver's lessons. We tried it a few years ago. Giving him a driver's lesson on the way back from the beach with the dogs. And he, let's just say he's a little heavy with the brakes, and he almost sent the dogs flying through the window because he's a little heavy with the brakes. So he has the functional ability to drive. He could totally do all of the physical stuff. The decision, the swiftness of making decisions could be an issue in traffic. That's my concern. He has all the physical ability in the world to do it, but coming to a quick stop, doing a quick swerve, stuff like that, I'm not. You know what I mean? It's like he's going to have to hit his own vehicle to crash into a few other cars. I can't do that to my van. JC says, please update the eBay store with new stuff. I got to have money to buy new stuff. That's where we're at, JC. I mean, I'm able to buy like the documents and everything that we sell. And also, JC, I did buy a lot of cards that I was going to list over the summer. And then you know what happened over the summer, and I checked out. I just wasn't able to do it. So I do have some cards, not anything high quality, not anything huge price. But during the season, it's tough. Usually I'll restock stuff during the summer, but with everything that went down last summer, I just couldn't do it. Lukey says, yeah, Dawes, my son sees other kids on small four-wheelers and wants in on that. And I'm like, I don't know, buddy. Right? JC says, but I can't give you money if you don't have new stuff. Quite the predicament. That's my whole last 25 years of life, JC. That's my whole last 25 years of life, is finding the money to buy the stuff to sell, so people will give me the money to buy the stuff so I can sell. That's my whole life. That's literally that's been my whole life for 25 years, is Should I spend this money at the grocery store, or should I buy eBay merchandise, hope it sells quick enough, and then next week go to the grocery store? And that's like legit. That's like exactly how it works. It is what it is. JC said you're sad because you eat out, and you eat out because you're sad. Exactly. Exactly. I said sell some autographed copies of my book. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. The book cost me, if I get a book, I've got one book. I got one copy. It cost me $17 per book. Per book. Per book. That's my cost. If I buy it and have it shipped in. So, I only sold I think I've sold 30 books. Might be a couple more than that. So I guess my thought was, if people didn't want to pay $35 for the book, if it's costing me $17 just to get it here, and then like another $8 to ship it back out after I've signed it. Green, yeah. There's a link. Do I still have the link in the descriptions? Do I still have the link in the descriptions? Loogie, I should put it back up. I had the book last year on the YouTube wall, and I have it in my room because the back cover is the dogs. Let me go get it. Hold on. Let me go get it. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Boy, it is still scorching hot in this room. So, hold on a second. Hold on. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, brother. He says, now that the Panthers won a cup, you have to make a sequel to the book. I'll have to update the Camp Panthers Cup run. That is not inaccurate. Yeah. So here's the book. It's not a small book. I mean, it's in size. It's a good size book. So it's Lessons in Faith in Sports. And then the back cover, of course, is the dogs. And the book itself, I mean, there's a lot of pictures in the book. That's me with a bunch of mackerel when I was like a little 5-year-old. I was like 5, 6 years old, me with my mackerel. And it's just my life. It's just my life. And then the Panthers leading all the way up to when we lost to Vegas and everything that happened after that. But it doesn't include last season and everything. So I says no sequel needed, just add an extra chapter to the ebook version. I don't even think it has an ebook version yet. Again, that was something, remember, over the summer, I was going to turn it into an ebook. I was going to do an audio book for it. And then my whole life just like exploded. So all of the things that I had planned during the summer just didn't do it. But yeah, maybe adding a chapter. I got to find the manuscript. Which laptop? I got to find the manuscript because I don't know if I can just add a chapter to the book that I've already produced with Amazon. I have to contact them. Might not be a bad idea, right? MJ says, we got to hire me an assistant to help me get this stuff done. Yeah. One day there will be money for, it's like Grossi's got somebody that can edit all his videos and everything like that. But Yeah, I had this on the recap wall all of last year. And then when Fluffy died, I took it into my bedroom because of the picture with the dogs in the back. But maybe now I should probably, maybe it's time to take it out of the bedroom and put it back where it belongs on the recap wall. It's probably the best thing I can do. So, yeah, Bex, the it's still available on Amazon. I think was the links in the description. Let me see, because I know I changed some of the descriptions. I change the description every once in a while. Let me see. Yeah, the link to the book is in the descriptions to the videos. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not cheap, and that's why it didn't sell a lot. It's like $35 because, like I said, Amazon charges me. Let's put it this way: at $35, I make $5. That's the truth. For every book that sells at $35, I get $5. Amazon gets the rest. That's the truth. So I hate that it's so expensive, but I wanted to at least make a couple of dollars on each book. You know what I mean? But to I's point, that's why I haven't bought a bunch and had them signed and everything like that, because it's just so expensive to get the book in and everything like that. But thank you for bringing that up. It's been a while. I don't think I've mentioned it at all this year. So yeah, and I know MJ enjoyed it and everything, right? Beck says, "Damn, so I donate $5 now and then wait until you add last season's chapters to the book and then I buy it." Right, right. I think if I was going to add anything, I think I would add this year. I mean, I would not add to it until after this year is over, right? Because we might win again. We might not. I see that, Rosado, but we might win again. So I think if I'm going to add to it, I'll add after this year. And there's some stuff coming up that I cannot tell you about that you will understand why. It's like, oh yeah, definitely wait until after that to add to the book. So, all right, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all very much for the super chats. I have a good time here at noon. This is, I like how this is settled in. I like this better than all the other things that we were doing before, and it's good for us to have our therapy session. You know, we're going to be okay. Even if we don't win the cup again, we're going to be okay. Holy crap. Thank you, Bex. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Bex. Much appreciated. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's a lot happened since I finished that book. A lot happened. Unbelievable. Now that I'm thinking not just the Panthers, obviously, but, both dogs, everything that happened since I finished that book is crazy. So thank you again, Bex. Thank you all. Much appreciated. And tonight I'm painting, not painting, but painting. I'm painting the bedroom. I'll be in the bedroom painting. No doubt, not painting, just painting. I'll see you tomorrow.